Okay, here we go.
All right.
Yeah, we're going. We're rolling.
rolling.
Hey guys, we're actually all together.
Yay!
Isn't that amazing?
What is it called when a brunette is between two blondes?
I don't know. What is it called?
I don't know.
Hey, well, our followers, please comment. And let
Right.
us know.
Oh yeah. Write it in the comments if
A blonde sandwich?
If you have a joke for that, we would like it.
but keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
At least a little bit.
No rated R.
No.
No.
Just over 17.
Right.
This is the first time this has ever happened.
It is.
Well, I mean, it's not the first time it's
Well,
Yeah,
no,
never.
that's true. Let's be honest.
It's the first time
Right.
our followers
On
have
video.
witnessed
on YouTube.
this happening before.
And look how cute we are all together.
Right.
We're adorable.
Oh, cute.
We're adorable. Look at the nipples. Okay.
It's because we just had a fabulous dinner party,
Mhm.
and
With Wagyu.
we had Wagyu beef, which was
Christopher
outstanding.
cooked us Wagyu.
Yeah, it was
It was
good. It's
wonderful.
legit
It was
Wagyu
fabulous.
from Japan,
Mhm.
so we were able to get that.
Not sure how we got that.
What Costco? Actually.
Costco.
Oh, well.
Costco. Was
Who knew
good.
Costco went to Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because we looked for it later because somebody was I think Shamlin was really impressed and
yeah.
wanted to know if he
That
could get
sounds
some.
like
Yeah.
something he would like.
Yeah, and we looked later and it wasn't available, but then recently it's become available.
Oh,
again.
nice.
So, but we didn't need it because we preserved some of the ones we had. Although I will say, so it was a little bit of a hiccup when I got up this morning and I had to go around to the hospital, and I realized that our Wi-Fi was out, which is not weird. The electricity in this house is funky. And the breaker goes a lot of times.
Yeah.
And our Wi-Fi's in here. And so it's not weird. I went and, switched the breaker on, and then I went to go leave the house, but the garage door opener wouldn't go. Like it was dead in our garage. I was like, oh, that's weird. I'll have to mess with it when I get back. So I, pulled the string and opened my garage and drove to the hospital, came back.
Oh,
and,
you like?
oh yeah. I had to shit. And the new garage doors don't have handles.
Oh no, I know.
Like I can remember when I was growing up, we didn't have a garage door.
Oh, yeah.
We had to get out of the car and pull down the
right.
garage and do the thing. But no, I'm shimmying it down with my hands, how do I get this thing down? And,
She's going to save lives, people. That's what she had to
It was
do,
important.
to
I
save
needed to do. Yeah. So then I came back and anyway, I was going to mess with it eventually today, and we talked about finding an electrician because we're like, okay, finally we're going to have to fix the electricity in this house because it's driving us nuts. And so at one point I went out to the garage. I think, I was getting bacon because I was going to make breakfast, and I opened the refrigerator out in the garage, and it was off. It was off, right? And I'm like, oh my God. And I wasn't really worried about the stuff in the refrigerator as I am our separate freezer where the Wagyu is, because it's so expensive. And I was like, no, do not have unfrozen. Thankfully, it was a block of ice in there. Everything was frozen. So clearly it hadn't been off for very long. And because it's been so cold, it hadn't heated up in any way.
Holy cannoli.
But yeah, I mean, I was just like, so thankfully I went back over to where the breaker box is. And so, I mean, clearly the entire garage was off power. And so, I mean, I was scratching my head. I was thinking, man, I'm going to have to open up the drywall behind the thing, see if there's a short somewhere. And then I just so happened to look over, and the outlet that is on the wall, right in that corner, is a GFI. And I was like,
Oh, it was off. It had tripped.
And so I reset.
Well, there you go.
I reset the thing, and everything just went buzz. And I was like, "I am a genius."
They say that deep freezers. The good news is deep freezers is 24 hours before things start to go down in temperature. So obviously,
it was great.
Well, thankfully for all of us, the Wagyu.
The Wagyu was good.
It was
because
good.
it tasted
fabulous. Yeah, it was great. And we cooked it for all you people who are foodies. We have learned to sear. All you people. So we just seared it in ghee, which is a type of it's like a weird kind of butter. It's a butter.
I read it because I'd never seen it before. Clarified. It's a clarified butter.
Well, there had to be a last minute run to the store
because we took our ghee actually to my parents' house, because on my birthday we were driving to my folks' house. But Chris wanted to make a steak for me for my birthday, so we actually took ghee with us, and we left it at my parents' house, which we totally wasted on them because.
So there was a last-minute run to the store with Chris and
Which,
Scott.
by the way, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, they sell at the Walmart neighborhood market.
On
like the
Malvern
store. Well, not the shadiest.
It's not shady. It's just small.
It's just but
Oh
I mean,
no, it's shady.
Is it?
Oh, it's shady after dark.
Yeah.
It's shady.
Well, after dark, I've never been.
I
out.
wouldn't go over there.
Well, I mean,
But,
I wouldn't either, but I'm just saying I've had to go one time.
Oh, I did. Oh, maybe okay. So today I did go to get stuff for the salad with the girls.
Yeah.
And you don't go on Friday. You don't go on
We
Friday.
pulled up
afternoon.
and there were cops arresting a dude. He had his hands behind. So maybe it is shady. Maybe you're right.
Oh, it's shady on a Friday
He
afternoon.
was
Yeah.
Let me tell
like
you.
this, and he had his head down like this, and I was like this, like what's going on over there? And the girls were like, why are those? And I was like, I don't know.
There have been a lot of people approaching me.
He
in the
jaywalked.
parking
He
lot.
jaywalked. He walked.
That's
across the street.
exactly
that's what
what
it
it
was.
was. Yeah, it was jaywalking, I'm sure. Yeah.
This
So anyway,
man.
they said he, just in case you want to know. All right, moving on to the wine. Okay.
This is the coolest wine bottle I've ever seen.
So it looks
I
like
have to
liquor,
say.
but it is wine.
It does look like
So
liquor.
here, so we'll hold
Stephanie,
it up.
Stephanie, tell us about
So
it.
I'll tell you. Well, I don't know anything about it except for the fact that my our honey, which is so my father-in-law's girlfriend, who is a big member of our family and has been now for 15 years, I think that she's been a part of our family, and she picked this up for us today at Trader Joe's, which I found right before Christmas. We had it, JJ and I had it like right before Christmas, and it was fabulous. So for those of you, I don't know where you can find this. It's Kings of Prohibition, and it is a Cabernet Shiraz red blend from Australia.
Yeah, it's super heavy. It's super a super
Oh
heavy
yeah,
bottle.
you think there's a lot in here, and then you drink some, and you're like, "Whoa, there's so much left. I want to drink it." Look at this
And
big glass.
it's
son of a
gone.
bitch. It's gone.
Yeah, so it's 14%, and it's obviously Al
Yeah.
Capone scarf. I mean, like it talks all about like it's like Al Capone Scarface and notorious gangster Al Capone. Which those of you who don't know about Hot Springs, he kind of may or may not have.
Made
did.
this his
Yes.
like summer home.
Al Capone was a resident here.
A resident is a great word because I was trying to think of like
Yeah, and what I understood is that some of the rival gang members would come here too, but while they were at Hot Springs, it was truce.
It was a truce
because they
Right.
all enjoyed this area that
Right.
they decided
Well,
that we were
so-
not going to shoot each other up.
To go even further into it, Oni Madden kind of oversaw. He was kind of the overseer of the town, and so when people came in, they just kind of knew that when they got here, there was going to be no
Nothing.
shady business.
Yeah.
They were just going to come
Yeah.
here. They were going to relax in the hot springs. They were going to do a little bit of gambling. They were going to do a little bit of drinking, and there was going to be no wars or anything. Gang war, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you ever come to Hot Springs, make sure you go to the Gangster Museum of America. It's amazing.
And the Ohio Club.
And the Ohio Club.
Mhm.
There's lots of really
There's a nice little
cool-
picture, a little Al Capone right outside of the Ohio Club. You can take a picture with.
Not only do they have a really
Um,
great band, but there's and the best burger you can get.
Yeah.
But there's lots of historical
Memorabilia in there,
memorabilia
Yeah,
in there.
I was gonna say a lot of Hot Springs is based on sort of the gangster, 1920s.
Well, a lot of underground. What am I trying to say? Gambling was found in the recent years when we've been reviving Hot Springs downtown for the past 5 or 6 years.
Right.
I know they've been doing a little bit longer, but I mean, most recent 5 or 6 years, and they've found like this underground crazy,
Yes.
like gambling
Stuff.
hall
Yeah.
over the in a couple
There
of the
were
buildings, which is crazy.
tunnels under the
It's
city.
kind of
Yeah.
creepy, actually.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Al Capone, it says that he organized crime syndicate in Chicago dedicated to smuggling and cold-blooded gangsta and modern-day Robin Hood was in part what made Capone one of America's most fabled bootleggers.
Yeah.
When I sell liquor, it's called bootlegging. When my patrons serve it on Lakeshore Drive, it's called hospitality. Lakeshore Drive, by the way, I don't know if there's one in Chicago, but there's definitely one in Hot
Down the
Springs.
street.
Just saying, it's just down the street.
Down the street.
So here we go.
And they used to rent out an entire floor in the Arlington Hotel, which is also just down the street. So
Okay, so here are our glasses.
these are lovely.
Right over your computer, Jess.
Excellent.
So this is 14% ABV, and then what it says on the back before it. So smell it, and I'll tell you. So what it says on the back, it says, Kings of Prohibition Cabernet Shiraz Red Blend is elegant yet intense with vibrant flavors of plum and dark sweet fruits. That is about all it says.
And didn't we learn during the Advent that Shiraz was like basically another name? It was like the Australia version of
Syrah.
Syrah. Yeah, that's right.
Syrah,
right, which is very close.
You know what
to,
we can do now that we've never been able to do? We can cheers.
We can cheers. Yeah.
I like that.
It's a little fruity right now, so I think I'm gonna let mine.
It's
breathe
fruity
a little bit,
but I like it.
I mean, it needs a little bit more. There are no legs, really. I mean, there are, but it's more syrupy than it is.
Body,
right?
Okay, so what is leg?
When you move, when you
look up at the light. Well, I mean, you're all not seeing this, but like if you're, so you swirl, right, and that also aerates it a little bit, and then you look up at it, see where it's running down. And see the legs on it. It doesn't mean that it's good wine, bad wine. It simply means the thickness and texture and the body of it, right? Like how it holds its flavor, right? I mean, wouldn't you say, Jess? I mean, what do you say? Maybe I should look at my book. Hold on.
Okay. Well, and think of like gravies and stuff. Like if it's really thin, then it doesn't stick to anything, right? Versus when it's a little bit thicker. And it's not like it's a thickness of wine, but it does kind of, have a little bit more of a substance to it. And so then you'll see when it runs down, rather than just sort of going down as a sheet, that it kind of, it drips in a sense.
It's the body of it, right? I mean, wouldn't you say the body of the wine?
Absolutely.
And it will grow a body?
Well, no, I think that,
here we go. Gibbs Maragoni effect. See the legs?
Viscosity. There we go. Yeah.
Viscosity.
Yes.
Word of the day.
Viscosity.
Yes. We talk about legs. We talk about viscosity.
Yeah.
Wine legs tears. Wine legs or tears is a phenomenon called the Gibbs Maragoni effect. It is caused by fluid surface tension created from evaporating alcohol in a controlled environment. Many tears indicate a wine with higher alcohol. Temperature and humidity will affect these results.
I mean, so look at that picture. See how you have the little dips?
So I get that, but does that mean that as it's... Oh, battery's running low. So does that mean as it's sitting there, it will get more legs?
No, it means
that's the characteristic of the wine.
The alcohol content, as well as it depends on I guess temperature and humidity could affect it. Like over time, as it warmed up, it could get thicker.
Well, I mean, because it was like you were like, well, it doesn't have.
It makes it sound like that.
If it's cooler,
yes. If it's cooler in a fridge, it's going to have less legs.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you were like, well, it didn't have a lot of legs, but maybe we'll give it some time.
It says, so under viscosity, it says the sediment, unfiltered wines often leave particles at the bottom. Well, we know about that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really say anything about that.
Maybe you should talk about some of this. Like, this is really kind of interesting because we've touched on this, but this will kind of explain sort of how you approach a wine. It does taste a little bit different now. Oh yeah. Once it aerates, it definitely.
So the smell your wine and attempt to create a profile of its aromas before tasting it. Look for 2 to 3 fruit flavors, 2 to 3 herbal or other flavors, any oak or earth flavors if present. What do you smell?
I smell cherry.
Leather.
Yeah.
Say leather.
I mean, again, I just think of walking into the Wilson's leather outlet.
Yeah, that's what I smell.
And I mean, like, you walk into that place and you're like,
I don't smell it.
It's totally black cherry. Totally some plum. Totally leathery kind of, it's velvety. It's not, the
No.
thing of what I like about it is it was smooth to drink, which made it
Yeah,
easier.
I will say it was smooth
Yeah.
to drink.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So compared to what we've had before, how would you rate this, my
I
friends?
like it.
Yeah, and I think
I like the smooth. It's smooth. It's very smooth.
For a really cheap bottle.
Give me a little bit more.
Well, and I would say that
I just gave you a little taste because I didn't want to pour it over Jess's computer.
it's aerating, so that helps.
So the Shiraz is 49%, Cab is 51. So it is a true 50. I mean, it's almost 50-50.
Okay.
And it's Australia, which we learned in one of our sessions, as you told us about, was the Shiraz is Syrah.
Yeah.
From the great era of the Roaring Twenties, Prohibition stemmed the infamous Kings of Prohibition. During this dry period, many myths were born, and the story of bootleggers such as Al Capone became legends, setting the path for wine distribution around the world.
I think it's funny that
Were they all wine drinkers?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what all of it?
I don't know. I didn't think that wine was Prohibition. I thought it was.
That was liquor.
I did too.
That was like bourbon.
I think it was all.
It was
all-
everything?
It was everything.
Yeah, because I guess alcohol was completely
It's all of it. I don't think they.
This is interesting. This is totally interesting. So it's wine of Australia, and then it says imported by Vineyard Brands in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I mean, I think that was kind of what was interesting about the stuff that we drink for the Advent calendar too, because it had, an imported.
And for those of you who don't know, we have a guest in the room. His name is Boba Fett.
I don't know. I can't turn the computer, but
I can't.
We're in my husband's office.
It's kind of awkward to look over to the left.
I'm telling you, I walk into this office all the time and see that cutout. It's a life-size cutout of Boba Fett.
It's
that has
I'm fine with it.
traveled with my husband since he was a young child.
I'm a Star Wars.
He's a Star Wars fan.
I love it.
And so anyway,
Well,
I'll walk in here all the time and be like, "Damn it, Boba Fett!"
It is like a awkward moment.
Are we gonna have a
We have a
celebrity?
charger.
No?
We have a
Can you
charger.
plug it in right there for us, so we don't have to.
By the fish.
Clearly. So yeah, so I like it. I like this a lot. I mean, but
like it.
Cabs and Shiraz, I would say, are in my wheelhouse.
I like it brighter.
So
Hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to go to the Shiraz?
Yeah, I'm kind of
page?
thinking maybe I would, or Australia.
So what we're
wine.
looking at is I actually Amazon had the Wine Folly books.
This is the coolest book.
on
It looks
sale
like
the
a
other
Harry
day.
Potter book. It really
And
does.
so I got 3 copies for us to go through.
For her best girls.
And Wine Folly is great because
For her best
it's
girls.
bite-sized pieces of information that are with good illustrations and
A lot
So-
of illustrations, which for
Lot.
this one right here.
all the.
Are you pointing to me?
What are you doing?
I thought you were the Shiraz. Okay, you can go there. I was going to tell you the first part of the book is alphabetical by
Oh.
wine type.
I was going to look at Australia, but I should probably do that. Okay. See, look at this great illustration of all the different wines. So if anything, we should have a sponsor, which should be whoever produced this book.
Wine Folly.
Because this is like wine for dummies, kind of, sort of. I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking for not A's. I'm looking for Shiraz. Right?
Yep.
There's
Oh, maybe it's under Syrah.
it kind of is.
Oh, there it is.
But
Okay.
that's a little. Oh wait. It
It
is.
is. Yep. Shiraz. And a
It is.
Hermitage. Huh.
Okay, so let's look. So it says that
Interesting. Look at where all it's grown. So Australia's the
Everywhere.
biggest one, but France.
France
Is-
has a lot of more,
Yeah,
the
big
most.
one.
More
Yeah,
than
France is the
Australia.
biggest.
So blueberry, plum,
Yeah.
milk chocolate, tobacco, and green peppercorn. Who tastes that?
I did not get green pepper. Plum, I could see.
This is why it's so fun. So let's see.
Oh, and here's South Australia. And so, yeah.
Blackberry sauce, fruit cake, sassafras.
Camphor.
What is camphor?
Camphor is
sassafras. I like that word
camphor
a
is
lot.
the stuff that's in what's the lip balm that people get addicted to? Carmex. That's what camphor is.
People get addicted to that?
Oh yeah, because
Yes.
it totally like it
It
gets to
numbs?
where
Well, I use this.
It
this
gets
lip
where you
gloss.
have to use it.
Oh, you didn't just use this. This lip gloss called Buxom.
oh
It has this lip plumper in it, and it like
does that.
but well, I have it on right now. But my friend Reagan told me about it. So now I'm addicted. I'm addicted because every time I put it on, it makes my lips really cold and really like kind of numb. So every time, like if JJ kisses me, I don't know if JJ kisses me, he's like, my lips are on fire. My lips are on fire, and I'm like, ooh, let me see them.
It's funny
Do
you
they
say
look
that
lumpy?
because I have a peppermint chapstick that I will put on at night, and Chris will do the same thing. He'll go and
That's
give me
funny.
a kiss
Scott
on it.
won't even kiss me if I have anything on my lips.
And he's like, ooh, peppermint.
That's funny. Scott's like, what do you? Like he won't even kiss me if I have anything on my lips.
So interesting. So Syrah is good if it's in the cellar for 5 to 15 years, which is a long flipping time. And a Cabernet from that region, because it's 51% Cabernet.
South Australia. There we go.
So Australia is only
But there's our black
hot
plum.
minute.
Black plum.
Black plum, white pepper, currant candy.
Okay.
Or what you said, currant.
Currant.
I thought it was
Chocolate and bay leaf. Okay, let's smell it again. Let's smell it again.
Definitely
This
don't get
isn't a
Bailey.
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, it is.
It is.
a cab. Okay.
No, I can totally smell bay leaf. I can smell some kind of, I mean, what you would put in like a soup.
Yeah.
Like when you take that bay leaf out.
Here, I
You
get
ever
the,
used a
the
bay leaf?
black cherry for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, that's typical cab.
Oh, I smell.
The cherry is strong in this one.
It's very strong.
Very strong.
Do you smell cedar? It says cedar should be in cabs. Oh. Graphite. Do you smell graphite?
Yeah.
Minerals. Do you smell the minerals? That's normally something I would say with Pinot Noir.
No.
Well, either way, this is a great toast
I like the one.
to a great wine.
Yeah.
And it's totally appropriate
Affordable.
for where affordable, yes. 'cause
Affordable, yes.
and appropriate for where we live.
I love that.
And we have a fabulous
I love the name. I love
party
the-
in 2 weeks where we do
Yes.
Roaring 20s. And
Yes.
this is like the perfect,
Yeah.
okay,
I
cheers.
wish we could get a bunch of bottles for.
That'd be kind of cool. But
Well, I
don't
talked
know
to the
who-
guy on Monday.
I don't know
So-
who. I don't know who.
I don't know who distributes that.
does this. I don't know who does this.
I don't know who does it.
Does it.
Oh
I don't
my
know
God,
who
I
does
talked to
it.
Kenny on Monday.
I don't know who does it, but
Where did she get this?
Trader
Joe's.
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We
love
don't.
it.
We don't have
Yeah.
Trader Joe's in Hot Springs. We have to go. We have
Yeah.
to travel.
But and it
A
just
whole
opened. What would
hour.
you say, like 4 months ago?
Mhm.
Yeah, and we were super excited.
I love it.
Really
Yeah.
good. All right. Well, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
I think this
I
is
like it.
good.
Fabulous.
So, all right, Cabernet Shiraz.
Any other fun stories before we close out?
I would like to say you have a fabulous necklace on.
Oh, I do.
And I will say that this is a jeweler from Charleston.
Mhm.
Her name is
Oh, shout out.
Dee Rule, and she hand makes these necklaces,
Fabulous
and earrings,
necklaces.
and stuff like that. So, cheers to her. So, all right. So, what do we decide? Viscosity.
Viscosity
Yeah.
is
It
our
was
word
going to be
of the day.
libations.
It
We talked
was.
about that
It was going to be
before.
libation.
So I love that word, but viscosity is a good
But
word.
now
That-
it's
that sounds
viscosity.
good on your lips.
Because we needed to
Viscosity.
learn about the legs. We didn't really talk a lot about.
Yeah.
I mean, we said
The legs.
there are no legs on
Yeah.
all of our red wines.
That's true. But they were only like 12.5%.
Well, I
So,
know. So
one
we
of the
need
things
to.
around
Well,
it,
you
too.
know.
Yeah. Versus our Lost Zinfandel, which is what, 14.5?
No, it's more than that.
Yeah. 15?
Less is 15.
Yeah.
And 15.2 or 15.4.
Yeah. That one was heavy.
What do you think about that?
What?
Remember the one we did on Stephanie's birthday?
Woo! Does it remember the birthday
You
one?
remember that? Lost?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Zinfandel?
Yeah, I remember the
Okay.
Zinfandel.
Yeah.
So what are we
And
talking
we liked it, and we graded it
We did
A,
like
B
it.
plus.
We
or
liked
an
it
A
a lot.
minus.
I remember
And it
that.
was an A.
A minus. Oh,
Maybe it was even A.
I don't
A
remember
minus.
what
No, I think
grade
it was
we
A
gave-
minus.
I don't remember what grade
Okay.
we gave it, but I remember we liked it a lot.
I could do A minus for this.
I mean, it's totally a drinking wine, and for the price, it's just
true.
saying.
That's
a
true.
good- it's
I
a
mean,
good-
I feel like this is a total.
Should we give it an A? Be the first one we've done.
I think Lust was an A compared to this one.
Okay.
I feel like we've given an A to something else. We not.
Did, did we not give an A minus to the
Fruit rosé.
Cava? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was an A minus. B plus A minus.
So
I think we did A for last.
I say A minus.
I say A minus.
Yeah,
Because I agree. It's very drinkable. I wish it,
has-
had a little more character.
Yeah.
Like I think it goes down
It's
smooth.
flat.
It is.
It's
It
like
is.
flat.
So I would love it to have a little more oak at the end, or
I'm with you.
something
I'm with
like
you.
that. A Cabernet.
Cedar.
Oh, cedar.
Maybe some cedar.
Maybe some graphite. Some graphite would be awesome.
I mean, I don't care about the cedar. I just like it. I mean, like, I don't even know what
What
cedar
do you-
tastes like.
What do you
I
think,
mean,
Boba Fett?
what do you
Are we
think?
good?
What do you
Boba
think?
Fett? We're good?
Boba Fett?
All right,
What do
Boba
you
Fett's
Oh,
good.
A minus. We're
Bo's,
good.
Bo's with me.
Boba Fett,
A minus. He
likes the
he just
smoothness.
wants.
Boba Fett watches me on that Peloton. He's
Yeah.
like, pedal harder.
Bo's like, you bitches are too uppity about this wine shit. You just
Like,
like,
is that all you got?
is
Come
it a good wine?
on.
It's a good wine. Let's just give it an A.
Okay.
An A.
A
All right.
minus for this
Well,
one.
here, anybody want to top off real quick?
Yeah.
cheers.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I got.
Okay.
Scotty's driving me.
Excellent. All right.
All right.
You gave
So-
yourself more.
Oh, jeez. It's hard to see from this angle. Is that
Thank
better?
you.
Is that
Just
better?
wait.
Let
You're
me
gonna
try.
think there's more in that bottle,
Okay.
and there's not a lot in
Okay.
that bottle.
That's good.
It's kind of funny how
All
it
right.
works.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay. All right.
Thanks to our, do we have
Followers,
seven?
I'm not sure.
6, 7 followers?
That's a whole nother topic. We don't know who's following us.
nother.
Well,
a
we
whole
got to figure
nother-
that out. I'm sure YouTube will tell me how to.
See you soon.
Bye. Cheers.